This week, my partner and I made $4,000 virtually wholesaling an on-market property in Detroit, Michigan. Now, last week, I talked to you guys about my new on-market strategy of agent outreach, the process of talking to real estate agents and getting them to write offers for you. Using that exact process, I managed to lock up this deal and wholesale it to an end buyer without ever seeing the property. So I'm gonna break that down for you exactly how I did it so you guys can do it too. So the first things that I did was used my personal homemade agent outreach script to contact real estate agents in different markets and see which ones were investor friendly and would be willing to write up lowball offers for me on deals that are on market. So when you're calling up real estate agents to do agent outreach, there's a few things you want to make sure that you say. For example, my name's James with Jamestown Home Buyers. We're investors in the area looking to get 30 more properties this year. I was calling about your listing on XYZ. You said you're looking for 30 properties, so they think you're a big time investor. They're going to be a little bit more inclined to work with you. Then when you're making your offer, you want to implore them to present it. Even if they say that it's low or they might say no, hey, can you please just present a verbal offer to them? I'll follow up with you tomorrow. You don't want to take no for an answer, and you really want to just kind of push them to present your offer. Then when you're at the end of the conversation and you're wrapping up, instead of just saying bye, say, hey, whether or not this deal works out, I really love to close some deals with you this year. I'm looking to pick up a lot of properties, like I said. Is there any way you could maybe set me up on an MLS search? That way you can send properties right to my email, and you can write offers on all the ones that I'm interested in. Saying something like that is gonna point them in the right direction, show them exactly what you're looking for. Now, a lot of them will tell you to screw off. They don't work with investors. They don't like submitting lowball offers. Just like when you're doing off market, most of the time you're gonna be hearing no's. But eventually you will find real estate agents that are young, hungry, just like you, and want to get some deals done, and they're going to put you where you need to be. Doing this for a number of weeks and actually recruiting some of you guys to be acquisition agents for my company to make calls as well, I was able to finally nail down a few real estate agents that were open to working with wholesalers and investors such as myself. So shout out to my acquisition agent Jennifer, who actually laid the groundwork for finding this real estate agent whose name is Andrea. Now, Andrea works out in the Detroit market. Me and her had a long conversation about what I was looking for, what she would be able to do for me, and I basically told her, hey, I want you to put in a bunch of lowball offers every week on properties that match my criteria. We really want to be pushing these sellers into taking a creative finance deal. For example, if a property is listed for about $115,000 like this one was, we put in an offer of about $80,000 cash, and then we tell them, but if you're willing to give us seller financing terms, we can come up and give you at or above asking price. So we actually ended up locking this property up at $125,000, even though it was only listed at $115,000, but we were able to get creative finance terms. So the seller actually offered us seller financing where we only had to put about 10% down. We got a 4.5% interest rate, and we got like an 8-year balloon. So that interest rate's better than the current market interest rates. The down payment is well below what you would get with a traditional mortgage. And the buyer's got 8 years of cash flow before they have to pay off the balloon payment and refinance. This is a very favorable deal for a buyer to buy from us, and it allows us to assign it at a premium. Now, if the seller had accepted our $80,000 cash offer instead, we would have still been able to wholesale that because it was way below market value, and we could find a buyer for that as well. So after getting this deal locked up with the real estate agent, she handled putting in the offers, she handled all the contracts. All we had to do is tell the agent what we were looking for and then sign the paperwork when she sends it to us. Now, after having it locked up, just like any other wholesale deal, we took to Facebook to start looking for cash buyers. So the cash buyer who ended up buying this deal from us was actually found by my partner Aiden, and he found her on Facebook. So normally you're not going to be paying for inspections and things, but when I do on-market wholesale deals, if there hasn't been an inspection done, sometimes I'll spring and I'll pay for it. So on this one, I paid to have an inspection done. We sent that report over to our end buyer, so they didn't even actually need to go see the property themselves because there's an official inspection report done. And she looked at it, loved it, and decided that she would be willing to pay us $4,000 of an assignment fee to take over the seller finance deal. Now, that may seem a little bit low because normally people say you want to make $10,000 a deal when you're doing wholesales. However, when you're doing on-market agent outreach, you have zero marketing costs. So last year when I was doing off-market, my average wholesale assignment fee was $11,000, which was pretty good. But my operating expenses were $4,000 to $5,000 a month. So even if you're doing one a month, you're really only making about $6,000 off of each wholesale deal with those numbers. So now we have $0 of marketing expenses, and the deals close a lot faster because you have real estate agents working with title companies, keeping everything moving at a quick pace. So making $4,000 in 3 weeks with a little bit less work and no expenses, is pretty good. So we accepted her offer and we sent her an assignment contract just like any other wholesale deal. She signed it, we submitted it to the title company. She wired them a non-refundable earnest money deposit, which is there so that if she backs out of the deal, I'm not screwed. I get my earnest money that I deposited covered, I get paid back for my inspection, and I would pocket another $1,000 and then go look for a new buyer. So once we had the earnest money deposit from our buyer, we knew we were good and we knew the deal was most likely gonna close. So once we had all the paperwork together and everything was signed, the communication pretty much shifted from me and the end buyer to the end buyer and my real estate agent. And I was pretty much removed out of it, and a lot of the problem solving actually fell on my real estate agent's shoulders, which is also another nice burden taken off of your plate when you wholesale on market. My real estate agent did the final walkthrough on behalf of the buyer today, and it turned out great. The buyer's actually just landed in Detroit where the deal is, so she can sign the paperwork at the title company, and that's all gonna be taken care of in the morning. The money's already wired, so tomorrow I'll be getting wired my $4,000 from my partner and myself as our assignment fee. Now, we did this deal without ever going to Detroit, ever seeing the property. We went on Facebook to find boots on the ground to go take pictures. I used a referral from my real estate agent for an inspector who I had to go do the inspection, and I don't have to sign any paperwork or do anything with title, so we never have to be there. This is what makes agent outreach so powerful. We were able to make $4,000 in 3 weeks, minimal work, without having to leave the house, and with no operating expenses. I guess the only thing that I had to pay for was an inspection, but again, that wasn't mandatory. It was just something I wanted to do on this one, partially because I was considering keeping this one myself as a rental. When we found somebody that wanted to take over the assignment, it just made sense to assign it over to them and make a few $1,000. Now, if you guys want to become an acquisition agent for my team, you can reach out to me on Instagram. If you guys want the exact script that I use and developed for agent outreach, it's been working wonders for my team. Just comment scripts please down below, and I'll send you over the agent outreach script that I use to recruit these real estate agents. So if any of you guys are trying to get into wholesaling and you don't have any money for marketing expenses, then agent outreach might be a good course of action for you. So you can reach out to me on Instagram, leave a comment down below, let me know anything I can do to help you. Like I said, I can supply you with my agent outreach script, point you in the right direction, but it is a great free way to get wholesale leads and start off your real estate journey. So that's it. You're in Jamestown now, so relax, take some notes, and let's make some money.